Man, welcome back to another podcast. I have a special guest today. I'm never the one to try to tell you about who they are. I'm going to let them explain to you who they are, man. So welcome to the podcast.
Man, thank you for having me. I am, like I just told you, I'm starstruck. So you really doing it up in here.
Come on, man.
No, I'm Coach Greg Dorsey. I actually have a couple businesses. One, I'm a life coach.
Okay.
With Live More Daily.
I love that brand.
Or LMD Real Estate, which branched off of that. I also teach and coach at Lifetime Fitness.
Okay.
Husband for 21 years, but we've been together for 29.
Come on.
And child of God. So there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, which is good.
Yeah.
So when I was at the barbershop, I said, Valo, who is that? And Valo said, hey, you need to interview him. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot going on.
Valo is the man. First of all, Valo is the man. He has always supported me. He's always he supports the community.
Oh yeah.
Who doesn't he support? So,
yes, that's true.
When he said the same thing about you. He said, listen, you want to get with him. I was like, I trust you. Because I'm usually not. I used to be back in the day.
Okay.
Very guarded.
Okay.
It was like,
because you've been hurt in the past.
Of course.
Okay.
And you tell God, like, go send me the people, and they're like, nigga, I'm sending you, and you won't say yes.
Oh, so that's good.
It's a whole different conversation.
That's good.
But just when Valo said that, I said, okay, cool. He said, no, he good people. I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, you vetted him.
Yes.
You vetted him, so I don't have to go through the what's he about, this, that, and the other. So just the network of faithful brothers.
Yes, and I try to get people together because people they see you at the barbershop, but they don't know who you are.
They don't know who I am.
They don't know who They don't know who you are, who I am. They don't know what we do.
Right.
For you to come here, you probably like, I ain't know this is this.
I just told you, family. I walk in. I want to look at the camera. I walked in, was like, just like, what the heck? I'm in Disney World. You need to get over here right now.
Yes, sir. So let's talk a little bit about your brand. What made you start the brand?
Ooh, Live More Daily. Okay. Let's get this.
Yeah. How long it's been?
Live More Daily started in December 12th, 2013. No, 2012.
Okay.
I was working a government job, good government job back in the day. Well, first of all, I was in ministry for 20 years in Baltimore.
Okay.
And Transformation Church, Bishop Monroe Saunders Jr., great, phenomenal church in Baltimore. But sometimes God calls you in a different direction.
Yes.
And you got to listen. But I didn't listen.
You want to do what you want to do.
No, I was where I was supposed to be, thinking I was faithful, and God's like, I'm going to start closing doors in front of you. So, I had to, God brought us here.
Okay.
And I was in a government job, and I was just miserable. I mean, I was good at what I did. I was able to do it, but I was just like, I got all these degrees, and because your mama told you to go to school.
Oh, you know it.
And I'm like, God, I'm tired of going to school. Like, you're going to figure this out.
Yes, sir.
My spiritual gift is teaching.
Come on.
And so I got into education. And that was dumb because you think your spiritual gift needs to be your vocation, and not necessarily the case.
Oh, that's good. That's good, though. That's good. People need to hear that.
Yeah, your vocation and your spiritual gift doesn't have to be. And a lot of times it's great if it does, but it may not work. And with me, when I got called to teach Ephesians 4:11, there are teachers, I went straight into Baltimore City Public Schools. And each year I was like it was waning away.
You was miserable?
I was miserable. I'm like, God, you called me to teach. He said, I told you to teach my word, not the school. I'm like, oh, my bad.
So you out of his will?
I'm out of his will.
Doing what you want to do. Okay. I got you.
But because, you start seeking, and you're like, I know you called me to this.
Come on.
You had to lay before him and say, all right, Lord, what am I doing wrong?
Come on.
And when that because all things work together for good. I'm in ministry, and my Bishop Saunders said, if our church was not here today,
come on,
and the community was not affected or impacted, we need to close up shop.
Woo.
So that led me to Morgan State University, and I got my master's in public health.
Okay.
Because I wanted to help the community.
I got you.
So then I get here, and because my wife's job I didn't love Houston for a long time. I didn't.
Oh, you didn't like what you didn't like about Houston though?
I didn't like anything about Houston.
Okay.
But I love Houston now.
Okay.
So, long story short, got miserable, and I was going to Starbucks.
Okay.
And I said I was talking to a co-worker who also left the government agency, and before then I said, because I said, Lord, I need you to figure this out for me. I said, I'm a minister.
Come on.
I can teach. I'm good with health and wellness.
Yes, sir.
What do I need to do? And all of a sudden I said, oh, I'm going to be a life coach.
That's good.
Now, mind you, this was before life coaching was hot.
Was even exist.
That's what I'm saying.
I got you.
So I'm coming as a minister, like I'm going to be a life coach. So I'm like, oh, that's weird. Is that normal? Can I do that? So I'm seeking permission, and then I'm like, because I don't want to replace the pastor. I'm not here to replace the church, because I believe there's reasons and purpose for everything. However, Live More Daily came about that because I believe a lot of people, including Christians, are surviving, but they're not living.
Ooh, come on.
They're not living. And I've had life and death situations in my life where I saw death's door.
Wow.
And so with that, each day is a gift.
Come on.
And a lot of times people don't utilize the power that they have in the day.
Come on.
And in his will.
Because this is my thing too. I tell people, don't waste time.
Yes.
It's one question I ask everybody. I say, tell me how many seconds in a day. Most people say, I ain't never thought about that. So I said, it's 86,400 seconds a day. Now imagine if I gave you $86,000, 400 seconds a day, but tomorrow you get it again. How much money would you waste? So
I'll be burning it.
You be burning it.
I'll be utilizing it.
You're utilizing it. So that's how I think we need to look at our time, though.
Yeah.
Our time needs to be utilized.
Yeah.
We need to utilize our time.
Absolutely.
But we waste our time on a lot of things. That's why I started the Why Now Is Your Time brand.
Yeah.
Because it's about life, brand, legacy. Design your life, create your brand, leave your legacy.
Amen.
With your own information and products.
Amen.
So starting this thing, what happened when you first started it?
Okay, so I didn't know what to do. I figured out what I was going to do, and I talked to all my friends, and they said, yeah, that makes sense. That's good. Okay, God bless.
Seeking validation.
Seeking validation.
Come on.
And at this point, I was teaching at Lifetime Fitness. I was teaching health, and because that was my pulpit.
Okay, I got you.
My pulpit was I'm on the cycle bike, or I'm teaching a class, or I'm helping people run, because I'm on topic but off topic.
I got you.
We ask God to enlarge our territory.
Yes, we do.
But God already has given you a set territory to handle, and you can't even handle it.
Ooh,
you can't even walk around the perimeter of what God has for you because you're too busy on the couch. And you're like, oh, Lord, just heal my body. No, the Bible says, physician, heal thyself.
Ooh, speak on it.
So when I start taking care of my body and my temple, then God will start to fulfill my vision that I have.
Come on.
That he gave me.
Yes, sir. Talk about it.
And so a lot of that's where Live More Daily was actually a ministry for me. It was more of, I want to see the kingdom thrive.
Ooh, yes, sir.
And my master's topic was, if we Christians have the answer,
come on,
why are we dying earlier than every other faith?
That's good.
And it's not bashing anybody.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, we praying over our fried chicken, we praying over our grains, we praying over our macaroni and cheese. But why is the Muslim living longer than us? Why is the Buddhist living decades, way more than we are? Wow. Because of their discipline.
So it takes discipline.
It takes discipline, and what they eat. They realize, okay, this is my temple. I'm honoring it. I can't honor it by. A lot of us is cultural.
Gotcha.
A lot of food is cultural. But at the end of the day, you know better, you do better.
That's true. You should do better.
You should do better.
Yeah.
So with that, it came to the point of I wanted pastors to, because if they're healthy, if their parishioners are healthy, they're happy. If they're happy, they give more. If they give more to the church will be able to do more to the community.
Ooh, come on, talk about it.
And that's where I wanted Live More Daily to be. Again, I'm not trying to take away from church. I wanted to supplement the church.
Yes.
And health with health and wellness community.
I got you.
Help them create a health and wellness ministry in their church. Doesn't mean I'm the nurses, the part of the nurses committee.
I got you.
It doesn't mean I'm part of the missionaries. It just means, okay, the community, we're going to have a health fair.
So is it important for people to tap into, like, I'm trying to rephrase the question. When you think is a good time for people to tap into their purpose, does age matter?
Never. Age never mattered. My grandfather, okay, give me another part. My mom is full-blooded Native American. My dad's black.
I got you.
So I was raised half in New Mexico and half in Baltimore.
Gotcha.
My grandfather, who he spent 60 years in ministry, he actually was ran off the reservation for believing in Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
So he really almost died for the gospel. And so I'm used to ministry. I'm also used to doing.
Come on.
So when he was starting his church, it was like, okay, I had to, whatever I had to do.
Yes.
And he'd be like, Sonny, I need you to pray. Yes, you don't say no to Papa. Okay. You
do what you're told.
Do what you're told.
Yes.
So I believe, because God gives us a gift, and you know, even with Elisha and Elijah, he was a kid.
Come on.
You know, so with that, you know, I believe everybody, men, women, children, have the purpose, and you don't, quote unquote, need to wait.
Yes.
You just need to know when the time is there.
Yes.
To be able to go forth and do what you need to do.
So do you believe there's a lot of people that's procrastinators?
Oh, heck yeah.
Well, why? But why though? You think it's fear?
It's fear.
Or getting in their own way?
They're getting in their own way. Well, it's always their own way,
Yeah.
because they're choosing, this is not the right time. I'm looking at my resources. I don't know if I can do it. I don't believe in myself. I've been told I couldn't do anything. All of these things stack on top, which is contradictive of what God has told you to do.
So it's what they've been told in the past that's dictating their future.
There you go.
Pretty much.
There you go. But it's not to cut you off. But then if I believe that I am who God says I am,
okay,
and I was called with a purpose and built to do what I'm supposed to do,
come on,
then that means everything that happened, all things work together for good, was supposed to make me into the man and woman I'm supposed to be.
Got you. And I think so many people, I tell people, fear and faith can't go together.
They can't.
You know what I'm saying? Because, well, you know, and like you said, and I think we give a lot of excuses. I tell people, I started podcasting about 3 years ago. I didn't start out with this fancy equipment. I started off having to do manual pod, I had to get up, I had to, you know, now, since I mastered it, now we went from starting the pod. I gave myself no excuses.
Right.
I started a podcast with about $500-$600.
Right.
I had no excuses. Now you look at the studio, you're looking at a $13,000-$14,000 setup.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But I just started.
Right.
And I didn't have no excuses.
Right.
You know,
you take one step, God takes four.
That's good.
Not two. He takes four. He goes above what you say. And you know, you hear it all the time when they say you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan.
He got a whole nother plan for you.
A whole nother plan for him. And so going back to that, you know, Live More Daily was basically just trying to make people realize it's more than just surviving.
Got you.
And no matter what situation, everyone's like, oh, Dorsey, but you got this and you got that. And you do this. But I've always lived in gratefulness and gratitude.
But you know what? People see the glory, but they don't know the story.
They don't.
They always see the glory.
They don't.
You know?
They
so
don't.
I would tell people like, hey, come to podcast studio. You know, I teach podcasting. And they'll come and their expectations is like not what they see.
Yeah.
And then they get here, they're like, oh, wow, hold on now. Yo, you do okay, you do podcasting.
Yeah.
But I try to tell people like, you don't know my story.
Right.
You know, you just see where I'm at today.
Right.
And I'm 43 and ticking. And I'm not.
He's a baby. 43. I'll be 49. Young man.
So what made you get into real estate?
Well, because Live More Daily, you have to take care of yourself. You're mastering your body. You're mastering your health. Now you can live the life you want to live.
I got you.
So the company is LMD Real Estate.
I got you.
So now I get to live in the house, because guess what? If I take care of my body,
come on,
then I'm naturally going to start taking care of my finances.
Let's go.
If I take care of my finances, then I can actually live the way that I want to live.
Come on, talk about it.
So it's more than just, I want a big house. It's like, no, and me being the realtor that I am, I'm like, that's nice, but we're not there yet.
Come on.
That's being fiduciary.
Yes. Yes.
Like, I know you want that house,
but
your son got AAU, and you know how much that costs.
Come on.
So I need, let's bring.
So sacrifices and discipline gonna all run together,
and you'll get to that house that you want. But right now, this may not be that one. Now, and a lot of realtors are like, "You stupid." No, I'm not stupid because I'm a child of God, and it's called integrity.
That's true. And that's not trying to make a quick sale. Yeah. You rather. So let me ask you a question, because I ask a lot of real estate agents this. Is you big on getting to know the person more than like just the customer?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, because I know some realtors, they just like, well, I'm gonna close the deal and that's it.
I used to.
Okay.
I used to because when you're new, you want to try to prove that you know, you get that license. You like, you think you will get $100 million. Yeah. You're like, oh no, it's not gonna be that way. And then so you're just trying to flip and you're trying to get that volume.
Gotcha.
I've turned down clients.
That's good.
Even in the midst when I needed it.
Wow.
Because I realized that it wasn't a good fit.
And I think people need to know that, though, because I tell people that all the time. They was like, I don't help everybody build their brand.
Yeah.
Because I need to see where you're going, how you getting there. And I need to see your past so that I'm very calculated about, because my prices, matter of fact, my prices might not even fit you know what I'm saying? But I know people pay. I had a guy come in maybe about 2 months ago, and he been dragging his feet. He paid $3,000 for me to help him build his course out. Yeah. He's dragging his feet. I said, man, listen, come on. It was fear. He gave the money, but it was fear. He comes in the other day. He started recording. He's nervous. I'm like, man, it's just you and the computer. You already got your content. We already laid everything out. I'm going to edit everything. You can't mess up. And then I have to put my confidence inside of him to pull something out of him. So let's pivot on that. Life coaching. Yes. What is so important about a life coach, and what's the difference between a life coach and a therapist?
Ooh. I'm not licensed. Wow. Okay. No, and you know, it's funny because I've always been one not to be where everybody else is.
Yes.
So
you're like me. You want to blaze your own trail.
That's it. So now that life coaching is hot. I was there before they had certificates.
Come on.
I'm more. My man tells me, my best friend, he tells me, he said, no, you're an accountability coach.
Ooh, come on.
And a consistency coach.
Yes.
And so with that, a life coach, in my perspective, because remember, for life coaching, there's 7 attributes of life, where it's health, wellness, finances, mental, psychological, all of them.
Yes.
As far as when I came in under the health auspice.
I got you.
That we're working on your health, and it will lead to other things that I may not be good at. But I had people on my staff that may have spirituality, that may have financial, that may have.
So you can bring them somewhere else that they might need. I got you.
So under me, life coaching it was, but now it's stemmed to, like I said, it's more consistency, because like you said, people will start, but they won't finish.
They won't. You see these shirts? I sell these shirts like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Consistency kills critics.
Yeah.
And I know, because the more consistent you are, the more the critics can't say nothing.
Yeah.
They looking, but they like, well, dang, he online every day.
Yeah.
Posting the things. So.
But to answer your question.
Yes, sir.
Life coaching to me is walking with you along your path.
I got you.
Therapy is trying to get you to find the answer.
Got you.
I'm not trying to get you. I don't have the answer, because the answer is the Lord. That's the Lord. The Lord is the answer, and you're seeking Him. And I'm just saying, okay, what are we doing today?
Got you.
What is our goal? Because you said last week we were going this way, left, and now you going right. Are we not going right?
That's true.
And what is making you go right instead of left right now? Let's talk about it. Not in therapy, but like you said, you gave me the $3,000, and now you won't get in front of the camera.
What you doing?
What you doing?
You know,
I mean, if you want to just give me 3,000, just give me 3,000.
That's it.
Right. So with that, it's more of I'm walking in conjunction with where you want to go.
Got you.
And life coaching, and I'm speaking for me as a life coach, not
yeah.
There's a lot of life coaches, they want to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
I'm nobody's savior.
Yeah. I'm with you though, because I think people want to be guided.
Yeah.
You know, people don't, and that's why when I help people build their brand, I say, what do you want your brand to look like?
Right.
Give me some model samples so that we can start building your brand, and then we can start from there.
Right.
I'm big on letting them lead the way, and then I'm gonna guide them and pull them along to help them get there.
Right.
You know, so moving from you said from Baltimore to here, and that was 2008. Mm-hmm. What is the difference from?
Ooh, what's the difference between Baltimore and Houston and H-Town?
Come on.
I miss geographically. I miss the fact that if I wanted to go see Jill Scott, I could see her in 3 different cities in less than 3 hours.
Wow.
I could go from DC to Baltimore to Virginia back to VA and still see her 4 different times.
Wow.
You can't do that here.
It's too big. It's too big.
So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
But again, going back to it, like from here to Sugar Land is the distance from Baltimore to DC, or from Baltimore to from here to Galveston. Yeah. So that's one big thing. Houston is really and I tell people that it is a big small town.
I got you.
Like I really thought 4 million people. I shouldn't know nobody, and I run into people. Oh yeah, you know my man.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, like you gotta keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, the network. That's the thing. When you start building your network, because I bring so many people on podcasts, and then we build friendship. Yeah. And before you know it, they're like, oh man, and me, I love to pass people to other people, because I believe in delegating.
Right.
I don't never try to have all the answers.
Right.
But I'm good at what I'm good at.
Right.
And so what I'm good at, you might not be good at. What you're good at, I might not be good at. And I'm cool with that.
Right.
I think too many people are trying to be in competition with other people.
Right.
That's why it's like, why you see Target and you see Walmart, are they really worried about each other?
Right.
You know, Home Depot and Lowe's, they next door. Well, I mean, they're not.
That's why Vallo is Vallo. Going back to him, that's why he's excellent at what he does. Mm-hmm. He knows what he does. He knows what he's about. He wants to have good service, good cuts, good people, good vibes. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to support where I can support.
Yes.
And if he and his wife are having something, he tells people.
Yes.
And guess what? It's a success. But he knows what he can do.
Come on.
And he's a template. He's a blueprint. It's like, listen, you can be successful. Know what you are.
And be genuine.
So
many people I meet, they seem genuine.
They fronting.
And my wife always say, you care too much. It's like, it's not that I care too much. It's just like, I expect people to be me.
No.
She said,
here comes disappointment. Expectation brings forth disappointment.
Yes.
And that's when you realize, and I had to realize that. I had to realize that everyone's not going to love on me the way that I love them.
Yes.
They're not going to appreciate me. However, if I give it freely,
come on,
then I know what I'm supposed to get, I'm going to get.
Yes.
And I realized that it was me expecting, and I'm mad because I told you I was hungry. You ain't gonna make me. Nigga, you better pick up something to eat.
Yeah.
But you have to just give it freely, and I wouldn't have never imagined being here. I would never imagine being here a year or two ago.
Wow.
Because again, walls go up, or you realize, okay, I gotta do it on my own.
That's true.
I'm one to do things.
Let me make it happen.
I'm gonna make it happen. Versus, I was like, you're gonna wear yourself out.
And you see the guy in there? That's one of my editors.
Yeah.
So I edit. I do reels. I do podcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife do podcasts. I mean, we just go crazy.
Yeah.
And I realized I can't edit all these videos. It's too many.
It's too many.
But I trained him already.
Yeah.
To edit like me.
Yeah.
But that's the part of delegating.
You have to.
And say, man, I got to
and
do
you
it
have to allow them, you have to trust them to do your work.
Yes.
Like when I wrote my book, I never thought I could write. Going back in the day, one of my teachers, my high school teachers.
Where is it at? You got it on you?
Of course I got it. Wait a minute.
Let us see it.
Let us see
yes,
it.
Sir.
I should be on my second book by now. That's yours, by the way.
Oh yeah, I got one for you too.
Okay,
Mine's is right there.
Oh, that's good. He had to outdo me. You see it? You see the cover, right?
Yeah, no, it's all good.
No, but that book right there, Winning Your Race. The reason why I did that, actually, it's a culmination. It's a culmination of sermons. But because when I would go back to Baltimore from Albuquerque, I would always, God speaks to me in the air. I mean, oh, that's good. That's good. Wait a minute, and I would not. Because I'm closer to him now. But, and I would never use them. But basically, it's a 30-day journal, but it's not 30 calendar days.
Okay, I got you.
So if I'm stuck on day 4, I got to work through day 4.
I like that.
So along with when I was at Lifetime Fitness, I was actually the run coach and the endurance coach because I've done 4 Ironman triathlons. Okay. So when you start something new, whether it be a new job, a new relationship.
You be excited?
You're excited, but you go through the same
30.
No, you go through the same stages as you would as running a marathon. So you get excited, you get anxiety, you get isolation, you get deprivation, you hit the wall, then you find your second win. Then you win your race. So when I ran my marathons, I realized the reason why I was stopping the podcast or stopping writing the book or stopping all my businesses. Once I did that, I was like, what else can I do? Because I can complete and finish my race. So that little thing propelled you to do more. Yes.
And that's how I felt about my book. Yeah. I felt the same way. I'm like, I wrote a book. Okay, now I got the audio version. Now I got 2 more about to drop this year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, my brain is just expanding. And God, like, you've been faithful with little things. Will make you rule over me.
Now this is where he got me, and I'm just getting it. You have to learn how to celebrate those books.
Yes.
Because when they said, "Well, you ever excited you want?" I say, I guess, because I was so busy about selling the books. You write the books, now you worry about selling the books. You selling the books, then I was on a book tour. I never took time to say, Lord, thank you.
Wow. Because less than 1% of the world wrote a book.
I know.
Less than 1%.
And I didn't. Okay. Pause on this one. So I had a client.
Okay.
Well, that I said no to.
Okay.
Before I said this wasn't the reason why I said no. It's just we weren't, and they weren't our kind.
Okay, I got you.
However, they weren't. Okay, they were other.
Okay.
And the person said, I researched you. I said,
they looking you up.
Okay. He said, You have a master's degree. I said, I have 2. He said, and you wrote a book. I said, yeah.
Oh, wow.
He said, well, that's impressive for an African American. I said, is it? I said, or is it impressive for most people?
Yes.
I said, because in the Native American culture, if you're in school, they have masters. But when the person came and was suggesting, like, okay, you shouldn't be this way, I was like, yeah, we're not going to work.
Wow.
We're not going to work because you already showed me where you were, where I am.
So his expectations wasn't what, and that's the thing. You never read a book by its cover.
Right.
Right. Because people would see me and they would say, because I used to wear my brand. I'm just dressed. I'm always dressed down. Yeah. I'm never, and to my wife, like, she's like, hey, it's Friday. We going to the steakhouse. Now, other than that, I just stay basic. But people don't know, and they like, whoa, dang. Then once they get to know you, they're like, oh, wow, you really got something going on now.
And he bought a book. Okay.
That's crazy.
He bought a book. I said, regardless, because remember, it's spirit-led. So regardless, you don't have to know me. You're gonna know the word of the Lord.
Wow.
Out of this book.
I love it.
But like you said.
So writing this book though, what made you write it? Like, explain that to me. Like, what was that thought?
Harvey.
Okay, Hurricane Harvey.
Was it Hurricane Harvey?
The last hurricane we had.
Yeah. I was actually I was in Albuquerque.
Okay.
My wife and I flew to Albuquerque to see my family, and the storm came, so we were stuck there. And it was like, okay, I got these sermons.
Come on.
I got this thought in my mind.
Already had content.
I had content. I had so much stuff that I should have already had 3 of these books out by now.
I got you.
And I talked to my team, my people. They say, you should have already had this out.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I need you, if you want this done by your birthday, July 1st, by the way, everybody.
Come on.
You need to have this done by this. So she was the one who she was my accountability coach.
Got you.
I said, okay, this needs to be, but I had nothing but time except to write.
To stretch it out.
To stretch it out.
Was it hard for you to write a book? Because I asked that question because I also help people write books.
Yeah.
I help them write their book and publish.
Yeah.
But people always want to know, like, I don't know where to start at.
No, it wasn't,
Formatting it.
Well, formatting, yes. But I didn't have a problem writing because I don't have a problem talking.
Okay, so that was easy for you.
Yeah, I can talk. I can talk. So I just didn't know the punctuation and this. And even with all of my degrees, I still felt leery of writing because my teacher said, oh, you can't write. But this is the part. She actually, going back to Baltimore.
Come on.
I wound up doing a summer school at one school, and she was teaching there.
Got you.
And she was the one who helped me get my department head position the next year.
I got you.
I said, well, Miss Vonador, she's not Vonador anymore. I said, Miss Vonador, you told me I couldn't write. She said, boy, I know your writing. That wasn't you that wrote it.
Wow.
This is our senior thesis. And my best friend wrote the senior thesis.
Come on.
For me. She's like, that wasn't you. So I was telling the person who wrote that they couldn't write.
Wow.
But I was 27, 28? So for 10 years, I'm thinking I could not write.
So that's in your brain.
And it stuck in my brain. Even after I got the position, I was still thinking I could. Because maybe she was just saying that because I was nice at the time. Maybe I really can't write. And then all of a sudden it was like, no, you really you have to believe in the promises of the Lord.
Yes.
What did God say about you?
That's real.
And I'm like, okay, so I can. So then he gave me somebody, said, you just write it. I'll edit it. So just put it out. But just put whatever I got. She said, just give me what you got. And I was like, this can't be this easy.
Wow.
But because it's a purpose behind it, that God will send those people to you.
Come on.
Yes, it's not about you. It's never been about you.
Because this is the thing too. And I always tell people, God will use a vessel.
Yes.
Whether you be the vessel or somebody else gonna be the
donkey.
That's it.
He talked to a donkey. Look, he's going to get his will done regardless.
Yes. So please use me, Lloyd. Please.
That's what I meant.
That's what I'm saying. Please,
because I don't need a rock crying out for me.
Yes. Please use me.
And I was stubborn. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to sit here. When I came here, like I said, I came in with ministry. I didn't want to come to Houston.
Gotcha.
My wife's job brought me to Houston because I built up my name. My church brand.
Come on.
At this church, I am Elder Greg Dorsey. I come to Houston, they don't know me, so I'm sitting here pouting. And then I'm not going to put in 15, 20 years again.
Well, God says, is it about you or is it about him?
There you go. And then now God puts me in circles where they're like, well, where's your church or what do you do? And I'm like, nah, I just do this. And I'm not running from anything.
I got
it's just now he's like, okay, because I said you can get your purpose anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
It don't have to be behind a pulpit. That's the problem that we as African Americans, we put a boy who can speak and put him on a pulpit.
Ooh, come on.
Or we'll put a lady who can sing and she's all of a sudden she's a psalmist. And we contextualize these things. And the boy was like, I'm pretty good with my hands.
Come on.
I need to fix the church. Or I'd rather be on the parking lot ministry. Not because I just want to be out there. I want to be able to direct people.
And I think once people understand their position, and they stay in their position, the success and everything comes easy. But the problem is God put us in one lane, but we looking at somebody else's lane saying, Hey.
Going all in to win your race.
Your race. Yes,
now,
sir.
mind you, I was a teacher. I was, even in my government job, I was an instructor. I was in health and wellness. I'm still in health and wellness. I was a life coach. I'm in real estate. my gift is in teaching.
Come on. No matter how you look at it.
I'm still teaching. That's why Valo calls me coach. I'm still coaching people.
Yeah, because he texts me coach.
Yeah, I'm still coaching people. I've never left my gift.
Oh, come on.
I've never left my gift. If I were to go right now and leave real estate and decide I want to be a car salesman, or decide I'm going to do something, I'm still going to be coach.
Come on.
I'm still going to be teaching. I'm still going to be imparting.
Yes.
Because that's my gift. That's what God gave me. When I left heaven, he branded teacher right there.
I love it.
But it took a long time for me to recognize that. It took me a long time to recognize that. But that's when I would never let it go. And so with people, and I think a lot of times, especially when they get into a job, they're 10 years in, 15 years in, so they too early for retirement.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're right there. And they're miserable. Like they're cussing like, I got 15 more years to. They're not living more daily.
Oh.
So I tell them, utilize the skill set that you already have.
Because your gift will what?
Make room for you.
Period.
That's it. But you have to believe it.
So from 18 to 49, what are some of the lessons that you would love to tell people, or some of the mistakes you made that can help people? What are some of them that people need to know?
God, that's a big one. Well, let me go back. Okay, so my wife was supposed to be a prom date. That was it.
Come on, that's it.
That was it. And then next thing I know, 8 years later, I'm getting married.
Oh, Lord.
But I got married July 21st, 2001. My father passed away November 19th, 2001. He actually passed away in my car.
Got it.
His two last things was love your wife and take care of your mother.
I love it.
He had a heart attack right there. So now I'm coming from, I got my dad who's if I needed something, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, he ready.
He ready. Like, Dad, what do I need to do? Like, boy, you know what you need to do. Like, he was that guy. Always, everything had a place. So I'm now turned up into, I now am a husband, and I'm taking care of my mom. Okay, and I'm a minister.
And you got a lot.
I got a lot going on.
Okay, I got
a lot going on, and I'm still trying to figure my way, and I still didn't have time to grieve, and I'm still trying to figure these things out. But I never lost hope of my faith.
Come on.
But yet and still, I never took time. I never took time to say there's a loss. And so now,
is it because of the pain?
No, I didn't have time to.
Oh yeah, okay. You was just locked in, going. I got you.
Because when Dad tells you to do something, you do it.
Yes,
he said, take care of your mama. Okay, where's she at? Okay, Mom, you good? Okay, and I was traveling. I'm gonna give Houston analogy. I was traveling each day from Humble to Rosharon to Katy every day, because I was going to work, going to see my mama, and coming home.
Gotcha.
Every day. And it was my wife who said, I think your mom needs to live with us. Now, me and my mom are a lot alike.
Okay, so it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. So
it's gonna be tough.
But conversely, my wife was a lot like my dad.
Okay.
So I said, I don't know.
She was good.
Okay, I said, are you sure? Because me and my mom was a lot to handle. Like, she's like, no, you good. So when that happened, and my mom even came to Houston when we were there. But one thing is that I didn't catch out of all the success and out of all the achievements and out of all the things that I've done, I didn't cherish it when I did. And we all get through it. You can't remember the things that happened at your wedding. You watch the video.
Yeah, to remember.
To remember it. But to sit down, you remember her coming down the aisle. You remember, I didn't cry. I know I didn't cry. But you didn't see the looks on people's faces, or the kids, or really hear the woman sing or the man sing, or really, how did the food taste? I'm so busy. I'm reading the book, The Power of Now.
Oh, I read that book.
Dude.
It is awesome.
It is messing me up. It is messing me up. I'm not trying to give him no.
You read the 5 a.m. Club yet?
I've read that one too.
Okay.
Yeah. And just, being able to relish into today. That's I'm telling everybody. You'll get there.
Yes.
You'll get to the goal. And I was always, if I did this, I gotta get here. I do like the hustle, man, is good, but you gotta be able to take time to celebrate it.
That's what my wife said. She said, listen, you have accomplished a lot. You job free, you're not punching no clock. You learn how to create wealth. You need to slow down to speed up.
Yeah.
You need to, and then this what the analogy guy gave me. He said, you can't see it because you in the frame.
Yeah. When
you in the frame, you can't see the picture.
Right.
You got other people outside the frame looking at the picture.
Yeah.
So you got to say, okay, I produced something pretty good.
Yeah.
And not that you're trying to be cocky. It's just like, it's good to pat your own self on the back.
Right. But again, you thinking you have to do it.
That's true.
God's doing all this.
He's doing all of it.
I give you a case in point. The biggest problem we all have, including myself, when you start going to the gym analogy, when I get people that start losing weight or they start seeing results, they start going even more to the gym. And I have to tell them, I need you to stay out this gym.
Yes.
Do not come in here. What do you mean? I need your body to rest.
Yes.
I need your muscles to grow. I need your joints to heal.
Because one thing I think is the more I work,
right. And so all you're doing is shredding your body. You're not giving it time to recoil and to regroup and to reset and to get stronger.
Come on.
And so a lot of times you bring more harm than good.
That's good.
So when you stop and let God use the momentum to do it, you realize, oh, the less I do, the more he does.
Come on.
And you sit down, you're like, oh, okay. I'm really going to do nothing and trust you.
Not my will.
But
your will
be done.
And I tell people all the time, they say, well, I only pray for favor and wisdom. I say, God, give me the favor so I can have the wisdom to know what to know what room to go in. And once I get in the room, I need that favor to be put up on me.
Right.
I don't care about the money because the money coming.
Yeah, it always does.
It's too easy.
It always does.
You know?
And I've had situations where people don't know, they'll see you. They see you, like we said. They see what you have, they see what you do, and they don't know the bills that go with it.
Oh, no, they don't know.
They don't know how much all this is.
They don't know.
They don't know. All they see is the lights. They don't know how much the electricity bill to all this is. And I've never been one to complain because God has always sustained me. But there's been some times like, all right, Lord, ain't no house. Ain't no house, Lord. What you gonna do? And all of a sudden the phone will come.
Come on.
And all of a sudden it's somebody, hey, I can't close this. Can you do this? And I've had so many pieces of manna fall from the sky.
Ooh, come on, talk about it, please.
And he allowed that. I realized that I would never have had none of these. I wouldn't even be standing here if it wasn't for God's grace.
Come on.
And I realized if I can say anything, trust the Lord with all thine heart, lean on not only your own understanding.
Yes.
In all thy ways acknowledge him.
Yes.
And he will direct your path.
He will.
Because his path is, his word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So if I stay in his word and stay in his will and trust in him,
come on,
he's going to get it. But we got to get out the way.
And I don't think we're in the way. We always in the way because we God say he gives the desires of your heart. But at the same time, you got to kind of be like, okay, God, what is those desires?
Okay, no. That Bible study.
Okay, let's go.
The sentence before, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you desires.
Gotcha.
Because guess what? At the end of the day, I may want the 4-door Porsche. But then if I'm starting to delight myself in the Lord, he might say, brother, you don't need that Porsche. You might need this instead.
Come on.
He changes your palate because you're going to seek him.
Yeah, gotcha.
I thank God he didn't give me the woman that I really wanted. He gave me the woman that I needed. That's why she's a helpmeet. I'm telling you. If I had the woman that I wanted, I'd be fashionably homeless.
Listen. That's why I tell people all the time. I'm like, there's like, man, I said, without my wife, I would never finish this book.
Yeah.
Because she was the one that was encouraging me. Matter of fact, she was the one that told me, I see your vision. You can quit your job and I will support us until you make it.
Wow.
I was just like, okay.
And see,
but I was nervous.
Of course.
I was working at the railroad. I was nervous.
Ooh, that's good money right there.
I was nervous.
And see, this, Wow, you opened up a whole different can right there.
Come on.
So I was hot. I was hot at Lifetime Fitness. I was hot. I was packing classes.
Come on.
To the point I thought Live More Daily was going to expand.
Got
so
you.
I went to go look for a piece of property
to have your own building.
To have my own building,
Got
and
you.
I was gonna have a cycle studio, and I didn't tell my wife because I had to figure it out because I didn't want her to knock me down because my wife is very she's
analytical.
The anchor. She's the anchor.
Okay, I got you.
I'll fly all over the place. She's like, come on, bring it on in, bro. Bring it on in.
You do it too much.
Yeah, right. So I went to go see it. So eventually I'm like, I calculated how much it's going to cost. I calculated how many clients I had and how much I needed her for the business plan.
Yes.
So I showed it to her. She's like, okay. So every year our favorite place is Vancouver.
Okay.
So we go up there probably before COVID twice a year. So we was in Vancouver and she's like, hey, why don't we sit outside and have a cup of coffee? I'm like, you don't like sitting outside. Like,
yeah, what's going on?
Like, you about to divorce me? Like, what's going on? It's like, no, have a seat. So we sitting outside, beautiful day, everything's going good. And she said, so let's talk about this studio. I said, okay. She said, how much would it be? And I said, okay. She said, so you have it? I said, I think I can do it. She said, well, whatever happened to you going into real estate?
Wow.
I said, where did that come from? Be careful what you tell your women.
Be careful.
Because they holds it. I told my wife I wanted to go into real estate. We got married in 2001. It had to be 2002, 2003. This is now, I've been in real estate for 8 years.
Okay.
She said she's held it that far. 2015. 14 years she's holding it.
That's crazy.
She said, well, let's do it this way. You go after your real estate. Do it for 2 years. Go hard. If it don't work, we'll get the studio. I
love it.
And I said, for real? I knew it was gonna fail.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't gonna be good at real estate. I said, okay, fine, bet. I'm like, I'm gonna get in your studio. All right. I got into it, and because I didn't believe that I could sell. I never believed that I could sell. Now we're gonna really get into something. So I go through all the courses and I'm talking and I'm nervous and things started working and I started realizing. And my grandma, before she passed, she said, that boy can sell anything.
Come on.
And my mama said, you know what your grandmama said? I said, what she said? She said, that baby can sell anything. I said, she did. She said, Greggy can sell anything.
Talking good.
And that was my affirmation. My grandma said I could do anything. And it really came to play. And it was able to, that God's favor came over my life with the people that he presented me with the things that I'm doing, that now I'm going into commercial property, commercial real estate. And I'm like, I would never have thought any of those things.
And I think once you get on the path, you never know what's going to direct you.
Right.
What was funny, me and my wife, we was doing podcasts in downstairs in the game room.
Okay.
We doing podcast. People say, hey man, is where we can rent your house out for podcast? We let one
right.
Yeah, I think we let one couple do it. They brought in they were trying to do like a sports podcast or whatever. I told my wife, you know what this means? She's like, what? If they ask them, more people want it. We got to get a building. She was like, oh, you sure? I'm like, I'm sure.
Wow.
We going to get this building.
Wow.
And she said, well, I said, don't think about it. We're going to go looking. We live in Humble.
Right.
And so we've been to all these buildings right here. When we seen this, I said, oh, that's the one. Because not only do I want a podcast studio, I want a place where I can bring people, train, educate, and motivate them.
Yep.
She said, that's the one. I said, you got the vision? And man, now we here. And it's just, you don't know your path.
Yep.
And this is just part one, because part two is we getting our own building coming soon, 10,000 square feet.
Wonderful.
5 podcast rooms.
So I'm talking
2 state-of-the-art classrooms where people can teach classes. Also, we're going to have 2 areas where people can rent out when it comes to like trying to do like seminars and stuff like that. All in one building. Plus, we're going to have a store in there for my clothing line and her clothing line. the vision, man.
Right. And you're ahead of the game because COVID presented the fact that people don't want to go to a building. So you're showing, okay, you can have audio visual. You can do these things. They can be in the comfort of their home and you can still train people.
Yes.
And people can come and they have a professional site to be able to, hey, I got to teach a class. Can I use your stuff?
Yes.
You know, that's dynamic.
Yes.
But that comes because vision comes from God.
Yes. And the thing was, I always been good teaching people. But God showed me this is what you got to do, line it up, and then now I have training classes, I have digital products, I have all this stuff because he showed me like you can do this.
Yeah.
You know, but it took me meeting my wife 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Marrying my wife 4 years ago. Well, this is year number 5. It took me meeting and for her to say, man, we got this. I got you because I see it.
Right.
I was so locked in at that railroad.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm doing. She's like, you got that book sitting on the shelf. Why you ain't? I mean, I used to have like I had the book in a little spiral piece of paper.
Right.
She's like,
right.
What are you doing with that?
Right.
And I'm like, I mean, it's gonna come. You been saying that.
It's funny you said that about the book. No, it's okay. Okay, so that's another thing. I would tell people to write what they see.
Yes.
And I have people joke me. If you know me, people joke me about my green book. So I had a federal green bound lined book.
Gotcha.
And when I was really starting to live more daily, I was writing down, okay, it could be, we're gonna have a school, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have this. And I'm writing down everything. It literally looks like a spider web.
Come on.
80% of that stuff is already done.
Wow.
80% of it is completed. Like when I get my office, because I have a house, I have a home office, but when I really get my building, I'm ripping that page out and I'm putting it in a frame.
Come on.
Because I never thought, I was writing it in the faith that it was going to happen.
You know what's funny though? When I tell people, me and my wife do a vision board every year.
Yep.
It's because when we do the vision board and we see it daily, we just check stuff off.
Yeah.
So you look up like, man, we got 4 LLCs. Man, we're in a position to be making $100K a month. I mean, it's just crazy. But people don't see the vision. And a lot of times when I became job free, it was a lonely journey because all my friends was working.
Yeah.
And I'm like at home, like, okay, I got to do this book. I got to do this course. I got to go to seminars. I'm by myself. I'm like, but all that stuff came to fruition.
Yeah.
You know?
And you tell, I tell couples all the time, I say, once you and your spouse make a decision,
come on,
that's it.
It's over.
It's you, them, and God. You said that when y'all said I do. And you don't need nobody else.
Come on.
And the thing is, it's supposed to be lonely. Because you're supposed to be walking with the Lord throughout this process. Because you don't need nobody else's point of view. That's when you start getting messed up. Yeah, you write the vision. Yeah, you make it plain. But you got to do the work.
You got to say
that name and the claim stuff don't work.
And
that's what 2008 bubble was about. Oh, I'm gonna get this house. You can't afford the house.
Yes.
You know, you can't afford it. I'm a run around this BMW 5 times. It don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter. Then you have a heart attack because you fat. You overweight because you eating fried chicken. See, back to live more daily.
Come on.
No, but you have to do the work. You just have to do small steps. I remember what's his name? They did the movie with him. Will Smith played him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But he said that small steps count too.
They do.
And a lot of times people judge themselves basically, like you said earlier, based on what they see. They compare themselves.
That's true.
And you're comparing yourself that you see somebody driving this car. You don't know that car is leased.
You don't know.
You don't even know that car's not even in the name. And you comparing yourself against that person rather than comparing yourself with you. I'm my worst critic. Yes. And that's something that I'm learning. I'm learning to give myself grace. And that's another part. So you write the vision, you trust the Lord, you stay in his word, and you give yourself grace.
Got to. Matter of fact, my wife is writing her book right now, and it's called Allow Yourself Grace.
Yeah.
and it's really good. I'm like, this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
You know, because that's her brand. Her brand is Allow Yourself Grace.
Yeah.
And I say, man, people need to allow themselves grace. So I'm actually another question.
Okay.
Where you see yourself with your brand in the next 3 to 5 years?
Okay, so if you followed me on Facebook, I travel a lot.
You a Facebook guy, Instagram guy?
I'm an Instagram.
Okay.
I'm an Instagram guy with some TikTok tendencies.
Okay, I got you. Okay. I love it. I love it.
But you know, a lot of my family on both sides are still Facebook. So, but I travel a lot. So I started years ago, probably right when I was writing this book. I started a joke called Private Jet Chronicles, because I would see something that would piss me off.
Come on,
like the TSA is being mean on stupid stuff, or the person comes in with a Family Dollar bottle of lotion. You can't get that like, what are you doing? So these things would just irritate me. So I would put Private Jet Chronicles. And I would tell a story.
Come on,
but to have my jet.
I like it.
To have my jet, not because I want to show status, because I need to be from one place to the other without having to do all this other stuff.
Yeah, because we just came back from Miami last week. We did a 5-day couples trip to Miami, and man, this Miami airport, I tell you, it's garbage.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, and my
take your shoes off, going to get pat down.
And when you do private jet, you don't do that.
I know.
You don't have to do that. I walk right on in. Now, what? You want to feed me too? You know, I mean, and again, because that goes back to the standard of where I'm supposed to be, and I believe, and my globally, I would love Live More Daily to be a global health and wellness brand.
Got it.
To the point where they are understanding and teaching. Because I used to teach teachers how to teach.
I love it.
So, like you said, teaching people how to have their brand live more daily in whatever capacity that is. You know, I could see Live More Daily on a TED Talk.
I love it. Because matter of fact, I applied 2 months ago, so it's supposed to be getting back with me. Because awesome. I want to talk about why now is your time.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Because my brand, I want to go talk about my brand on the TED Talk.
Yeah.
You know, you got a capsule. Ask this question. You got a capsule. It's this big.
Okay.
You need to leave 3 things in it, and they're gonna pull it out the grave 1,000 years from now. What 3 things are you leaving in there for people to remember you by?
My Bible.
Come on.
My green book.
Okay.
Which has everything that I wrote in there for Live More Daily.
Come on.
That last one will probably be a memory stick with
pictures
and videos of the culmination of Live More Daily, because it comes from family and friends. Yeah.
So what do you tell your 13-year-old self so your life today would be better?
Believe in yourself.
That's good.
You believe in yourself. You don't, I don't believe in what ifs, but it's funny how the football has changed. It's gotten faster and it's gotten smaller.
I see that.
Gotten small. Look at
super fast though.
Super fast, but you small. Like,
man, if the Eagles receiver number 6. Oh my God. I was like, what is that?
Like, but you can jump though. But believing in yourself, believing the hype about yourself, and realizing that I was called even back then. I mean, I remember my aunt picked me up from Baltimore and took me to Harlem, because she lived in Harlem, and she was teaching. At the age of 10, I left her office.
Come on.
And took the subway downtown.
Oh wow.
By myself.
Come on.
I had no fear. And somewhere around the 10 to high school 8, I got fearful.
Oh wow!
I don't know what it was. I just got fearful, and then once I got back into college, it came out. But during that time, it was different. But I would just bet on yourself.
That's good.
And believe in yourself, because at the end of the day, there are no mistakes.
They're lessons.
They're lessons.
Every L I Every L I take is not a loss; it's a lesson for me.
It's a lesson.
You know. Anything you want to ask me? Before we close the podcast out, I mean,
goodness gracious.
I like to pass the. You know, I've been asking all the questions. I like to pass the mic sometimes.
I mean, well, how did you get into podcasting?
Oh, man,
and why?
Well, I like to talk.
Yep.
You know, so I was like, man, you know, I want to do podcasts, but I don't want to just do it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to teach it. Mm-hmm. But I know before I can teach it, I got to bump my head 100 times.
Yeah. And
then I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So one day, this was in 2017, my wife, we got old videos of us on YouTube. We started, it was called Couples Therapy. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, we looked up the name taken. Mm-hmm. We quit after 10 episodes. 2018 come, we like, my wife said, you know what? Let's start it back. Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay, but we need a good name. Mm-hmm. Just like, well, let me pray about it. So I said, all right, cool. About 3-4 days, she came back. She said, I got it. I said, what name you got? One Marriage, Two Hustlers.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? She said, we need to get it copyrighted, and we need to get a trademark, and that's going to be it. Mm-hmm. And so I said, okay, I love that name.
Yeah.
So everywhere we go, like when we go to different events, we got our banners. People are like, One Marriage, what y'all do? What y'all do? We do podcasting. We train. We help people with their merch. We basically have a digital marketing studio to help people build their brand out.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? And then people be like, oh, and then some people, they don't see the vision till they get here.
Yeah.
Once they get here,
yeah.
This is what you're doing?
Yeah.
So that's what made us, not just me, us started.
So where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5 years.
What sponsors do you want?
I'm my own sponsor, but
no, you got Coca-Cola sitting right here.
Yeah. I probably. Well, you know, I'm not big on brands though.
Okay.
I'm not I don't wear Jordans.
No,
I don't. I'm just not. I'm not. You will see me buying feelers. You'll see me. I really wear my own brand every day.
Okay.
Sponsors, I probably will want 3 to 5 years. Me and my wife, we're working on our next home, which is 2 to 4 acres.
That's wonderful.
But not only that, before we get the next home, we building a building.
That's it.
Because my vision is get the business to 6 figures a month.
Yep.
And then everything else comes easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
So, and then basically helping 100 people become millionaires.
That's wonderful.
Helping them with their brand become millionaires.
That's what's up.
Helping 100 people.
Wow.
That's my focus. So I'm building right now Why Now Is Your Time Academy. It's an 8-month course.
Okay.
And it's $11,000.
Okay.
And if you follow the steps on month number 9, if you're not in position making $10K a month, I give you $11,000 back.
Oh wow. Okay.
I give it back to you. That's how much I'm guaranteeing your success.
Wow.
You can have the money back.
Right.
But I got to make sure that you took all the quiz, you did all the steps.
Right.
Don't tell me like the guy giving me the money.
Right.
He running off for 2 months. I'm contacting you like, bro, what we doing here?
Right.
And then, I've been busy. No, get unbusy.
Right.
Come to the studio so you can start recording.
Right.
Now he's like, okay, I'm getting the hang of it. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's where we at right now, man.
That is dope, man. Listen, I'm so happy that I know some very wealthy people here. I am very happy and blessed for the opportunity.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm happy. I'm very proud of you.
I appreciate it.
This is some major, because I was talking to my friend. He's in music,
okay,
and gospel, and he's Grammy nominated. I said, I want to start another. He said, well, you can go technical and go non-technical. Alvin, this is technical. This is all technical. This is technical. This is awesome.
So listen, man, thank you guys for watching. Remember, this is why now is your time. Go out and design the life you want, create the brand you deserve, but most importantly, leave your legacy. We see you guys in the next video. Peace.